it's been half a year since Harambe was unjustly murdered. Even after all this time though, the gunshot wounds still haven't healed for many mourning the death of this beloved gorilla.
Hey, dicks out for Harambe.
However, around this time, a lot of the more hip meme people wanted to move on to some more refined memes.
And that's why we always check to see if they're loaded.
Such as Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars for some reason.
I'm gay.
I'm a lesbian.
I am actually pansexual.
I am transgender.
I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop.
But the Harambe meme had become too big.
I wish they took that mother's life instead.
So big that there was no stopping it. It had gone mainstream, and school was about to start, so it was only going to keep going. In September 2016, a few colleges tried to end the meme for good. A University of Massachusetts student uploaded a picture of an email sent by one of his RAs that demanded an end to the Harambe jokes in his hall, claiming that they were a microaggression. The email, which also suggested the phrase, "Dicks out for Harambe," is a violation of the Title IX sexual harassment regulations, and people who write Harambe jokes on their whiteboards should be punished. To imply that the phrase "dicks out for Harambe" is offensive or is worthy of a Title IX investigation is quite laughable. So after ridicule, the college backed away from this statement. At this point, the meme should have already ended, but because there were groups calling for an end to it, it only became more powerful. The meme was only growing by the day. People began posting Facebook events called Jump for Harambe, which called for people to jump off of bridges and end themselves in honor of Harambe.
These mass suicides would be in honor of our fallen friend.
This obviously wasn't serious, but people were getting offended by it, and it led to more pages getting made because they thought it was funny. They even made Harambe Halloween costumes for the ladies.
Nice.
At this point, the election was coming up.
The gorilla, the way he held that child, it was almost like a mother holding a baby.
People even decided to vote for Harambe. Some idiots tried to claim that Harambe got over 10,000 votes, even though there's no data to back that up whatsoever.
Captain Clown!
At this point, the Harambe meme was running on fumes. The last major moment was when a Harambe-shaped Cheeto sold on eBay for nearly $100,000. The high bids were more than likely because of trolling. So, sadly, the seller likely never received his rightful $100K. However, even now, years later, after the Harambe trend has ended, the meme never truly died. It still gets mentioned from time to time, mainly as the point in which memes and the world in general started to get a whole lot more crazy. Though Harambe's life was cut unjustly short, he will be remembered in popular culture for years to come. Now some of you might be wondering, why I say that Harambe was murdered unjustly? Well, let's review the footage. If we look at when the video starts and listen to witness reports, Harambe had brought the child to a corner and was standing over him defensively. Harambe was protecting the child. Primate experts interpret this as Harambe forming a protective barrier between the child and the screaming crowd. Remember, Harambe is a gorilla. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. All he can perceive is a screaming mob that seems to be a danger to an injured child, and he heroically went in to protect him. If we look at the corner that Harambe brought the child, we can even see a door. Harambe was likely bringing the child to the zookeepers. This isn't uncommon. Gorillas have brought children to doors for zookeepers in the past and have formed protective barriers in the past as well. Now you might be thinking, but what about that dragging? Now that might be seen as an aggressive action, but that's actually how inexperienced gorillas carry their young. However, if we look at the footage, we can see Harambe likely sensed that this dragging by the leg could hurt the child, because after dragging him a small distance, we see Harambe examines the child's leg, and then he examines his arm, and decides to stand him up and drag him by his pants away from the crowd, which he perceived to be a danger. So if we look at that, we can tell that Harambe was choosing a place to carry the child where he wouldn't get hurt. There's also a misconception that Harambe was shot in the water. This isn't true. We can see that Harambe had taken the child all the way to the top of the enclosure and was seemingly displaying him in the open for the zookeepers to come and get him.
The point is, this animal, they made the correct decision. As a matter of fact, it's a millisecond decision.
The problem is, it wasn't a millisecond decision. Harambe was with the child, and the crowd was yelling at him for 10 whole minutes. This is the true incompetency of the Cincinnati Zoo. They didn't disperse the crowd. Harambe had been getting increasingly frightened and agitated by the crowd. Let's say Harambe was a danger to the child and did mean to do him harm. Why would you leave them there to watch it for 10 minutes? In my opinion, things would have ended differently if the zookeepers had acted more quickly to disperse the crowd and if they had retrieved the child when Harambe had seemingly tried to bring him over to them. Harambe didn't need to die. Also, I don't really trust the zoo's reporting of the incident because they said all the gorillas went back inside, but we can see that ain't true. And also with them saying that it was a millisecond decision while Harambe had been running around with the child for 10 minutes, we can see that their reporting is, well, their reporting leaves something to be desired. Now, while the meme is fun, let it be known that Harambe did nothing wrong, and he acted admirably and heroically to protect the child. No matter where he went, he was watching the child, and he was doing his best to keep him safe. Unlike his actual parents. Harambe is a legend. Though he's no longer with us, hopefully he'll be remembered for years to come. Not only as a meme, but also as a hero. Everyone, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
Do you like what you see?
And if you didn't like it, be sure to share the video with someone that you don't like, so they can suffer, just like you did.
30 minutes of torment.
Please have a wonderful day, stay safe, and have a good one.